Cinema is not just an art, it is the bridge between the soul of a culture and the heart of humanity, said Iranian filmmaker Jafar Panahi. We agree. We hope these qualities are reflected in our lives and yours, and definitely in our show. Hope you had a great Diwali and are gradually getting back into active work life just as we do. I'm Atika Farooqui and you're watching Now Showing. Let's begin with the highlights. It's Varun Dhawan's maiden web series, while Samantha reunites with Rajan DK. Is Citadel, Honey Bunny worth your time? A winner at Cannes with a standing ovation at MAMI, where it was the closing film. We tell you why Sean Baker's Arona will be a strong contender for the Oscars next year. Twice served as a jury member at Cannes Film Festival and lately at the Locarno Film Festival, Nandita has been taking India to the world as she celebrates her birthday this week. Here is a really personal conversation with the elegant lady. He's always been a terrific actor, but here's a reminder why Saif is the coolest Khan. He speaks on cricket, his son, and so much more. From television to films, Mrunal Thakur shares insights into her acting process in our coveted segment In the Mind of an Actor. And let's start the show with Citadel, this week's release. Now, Citadel, Honey Bunny introduces a distinctly Indian twist to the Citadel franchise, led by the directorial duo Raj and DK. Set as a prequel to the Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Richard Madden series, it explores the journey of Honey, played by Samantha Ruth Prabhu, and Bunny Akarahi, played by Varun Dhawan, through two interconnected timelines in 1992 and 2000. The story follows Honey, initially a budding actress in Mumbai, who gets entangled in the world of espionage through her connection with Bunny, a stuntman and double agent. The two timelines skillfully weave together Honey's evolution from a rookie actress to a determined mother striving to protect her daughter Nandita, which later becomes Priyanka Chopra, the character. Unlike many flashback-driven stories, both timelines here add crucial depth, making the emotional stakes even more engaging. Samantha Ruth Prabhu shines as Honey, delivering an intense performance that showcases both physical strength and emotional depth. Known for her standout role in The Family Man, she brings authenticity to Honey's growth from spirited young woman to fierce mother, giving the character a deeply relatable foundation. Varun Dhawan's Bunny, a charming yet morally complex character, brings an unexpected warmth, balancing Honey's intensity with a nuanced portrayal of his own inner struggles and longing for family. While some of the supporting roles lean on spy genre tropes, the cast contributes effectively to the overall plot. Raj and DK's signature style comes through with visual storytelling and a vibrant tone, though Honey Bunny doesn't reach the cinematic heights of The Family Man. Nostalgic touches, especially scenes paying homage to classic Bollywood, add cultural specificity and warmth, setting the series apart from the traditional espionage narratives. However, the settings ranging from Mumbai to Honey's ancestral home in south of India could have been used more effectively to enhance the story's cultural texture. Aman Pant's soundtrack, blending old and new songs, successfully elevates action scenes and emotional moments. True to Raj and DK's style, the series is driven by humor, romance and high-stakes action. Themes of family and loyalty are central, grounding the spy thriller in familiar, relatable emotions. Honey's commitment to her daughter and Bunny's yearning for belonging lend the show a human dimension, adding warmth and relatability to the intense world of espionage. Action scenes, though few, are executed with precision, balancing choreographed fights with moments of emotional weight. Samantha Ruth Prabhu's combat scenes highlight her dedication to the role, making each fight sequence feel realistic and engaging. Raj and DK wisely limit the action to focus more on character development, letting the tense hand-to-hand combat sequences serve as climactic moments rather than fillers. While certain subplots could have been trimmed, particularly one involving Agent Zuni, played by Simran, and Sikander Kher's team, the central narrative maintains a steady pace with well-timed twists and revelations. The climactic action sequence stands out for its tight choreography and building tension, ensuring that each revelation feels impactful. Citadel, Honey Bunny may not be Raj and DK's most groundbreaking work, but it's a strong addition to the Citadel universe, showcasing the potential for culturally diverse, character-driven storytelling within a franchise. The show's emphasis on family, loyalty, cultural resonance adds depth to the typical spy thriller, making it an enjoyable watch with a distinctly Indian identity. I suggest Give it time. Okay, now, here is my recommendation for you for this weekend, but there is a catch. It was supposed to release this week, but it has been postponed just because of the sheer promise, probably, that it shows. I think it will be released closer to the Oscars, and here's why. One, it is a winner at the Cannes, and secondly, it was the closing film festival that got a standing ovation at the MAMI Film Festival. Sean Baker's Anora is my recommendation for you. Whenever and wherever you can watch it, please do watch. Anora dives into the hidden, often harsh world of New York City's margins, delivering a story filled with humor, grit, and undeniable heart. Known for his humanist touch in films like The Florida Project, Baker once again focuses on society's overlooked spaces. Anora tells the story of Annie, a Russian-American dancer and escort, navigating life and love in New York's shadowy corners, where laughter and heartbreak exist side by side. Mikey Madison shines as Annie, a young woman surviving in the city that offers her little warmth or stability. With unforgettable intensity, Madison brings Annie's mix of strength and vulnerability to life. Known for her striking presence in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Madison's Annie is fierce, she's unflinching, a survivor whose fierce independence sets her apart. Annie isn't waiting for a fairy tale ending, but life takes a surprising twist when she meets Ivan, a wealthy, impulsive Russian whose family wants nothing to do with her. Their whirlwind romance takes Annie from clubs to glitzy parties, but Ivan's family quickly intervenes, determined to annul the marriage. This collision of Annie's scrappy world with Ivan's elite one sets off a darkly comedic journey. Annie must fend off family associates who try to intimidate her, most notably through a brilliantly staged home invasion sequence that blends humor and raw tension in classic Baker style. Underneath the comedy, Anora offers a poignant exploration of class and resilience. Baker's lens reveals New York's grittier neighborhoods with cinematography by Drew Daniels that captures wintry streets and stark cityscapes. Through Annie's story, we see the divide between those who live in New York's glamorous high-rises and those who struggle to make ends meet. The city's chilly atmosphere serves as a powerful backdrop for Annie's journey, reminding us of the stark realities she faces, even as Baker finds moments of humor and joy in her life. What makes Anora especially compelling is how Baker portrays Annie's interactions with Ivan's family and their allies. Annie's resilience challenges their entitled world, hinting at the unspoken alliances that can form among people pushed to the margins. Baker's attention to detail creates a touching picture of the quiet solidarity among Annie and those she encounters, reflecting the humanity that exists even in the grimmiest situations. Baker doesn't simply tell a story about survival, he crafts a deeply human tale about the connections that define us. I suggest Annie is your girl, and please do watch Anora whenever and wherever you can find it. I think closer to the Oscars, we will talk more about it. And now let's come back to the homeland. An acclaimed and perhaps even better director, Nandita Das, is such a fiery woman and has been appreciated for her works and her eye for compelling stories. She has put India on the global map by being part of juries at prestigious international festivals like Cannes, Venice, lately at Locarno, MAMI Film Festivals, Karachi Film Festival. As an actor, Das is celebrated for her stellar performances in films like Fire, 1947 Earth, and my favorite, Bawandar. As a director, she has delivered acclaimed films like Firak, Mantos, Vigato. Das, who turned a year older, a year smarter, more beautiful on 7th November this year, talks about of her experiences of adjudicating at these prestigious film festivals and actually how are these movies different from the others. In this special chat with me at a house in Mumbai, Bandra. Hi, Nandita. How are you?
I'm good, Atika. How are you?
I can see that you're sitting inside your living room, which is Mumbai, and that is Bandra, which means you're back from
Just come back this morning.
just come back from Shanghai. And you were one of the juries at Shanghai Film Festival. How was it, and how many days in Shanghai?
It was fabulous. I always like jury duties. I think एक तो ये है that you get to not only watch films. आजकल films तो we can watch it anywhere. But the
Yeah.
good part is that you can actually discuss them with interesting minds. Like in this case, there were 7 jurors in total, so there were 6 others. And after watching 3 or 4 films, we do a discussion together. And when you're discussing films, you're actually discussing life. You're discussing why you think a certain way, which means you're also discussing your own experiences, your own perspectives, your own prejudices and biases also show up.
So how many films in total did you see this year? How many of them were competing? Which one actually won? Give us a few recommendations.
How many did we saw? 12 films in total. And they were from different countries, from Spain, from Russia, from Iran, from China, Japan. There were so many different countries that were being represented. And there was one film that was black and white, shot on 16 mm. Something was shot on high definition digital. So even in terms of their form, they were very different. In terms of their stories, they were very different. There was one about a culture that's almost dying, and in fact, one of the women, she actually dies. It was more like a docu-fiction of a community that's getting extinct. And then there was a film about a man who writes obituaries. He was a failed scriptwriter. और वो बैठ के obituaries लिखता है, and how he creates the stories, so it's such a window into so many different worlds. The president was a Polish filmmaker. He's a director, producer, also an actor. He's even acted in Avengers and some Hollywood films. Yeah. तो मुझे तो बड़ा मजा आया.
Give us a few recommendations. What were the top 5 films of the...
Well, these films, I don't know whether you'll be able to, whether they'll come anytime soon, but the film called Yoko from Japan, which won a lot of awards. It won film, it won the best actor. She was just outstanding. The kind of, when we talk of independent cinema and realism, what we realism, it's at a different level. And especially for women, I think here we are so burdened by looking a certain way, whatever the character may be. I'm not saying all, of course, here also we have gems, but largely in all films, whether they were good or not, there's always something that's uneven. In every festival, you won't find all films that are great, but a basic level of performance is always there. Like, this is the biggest festival in China, one of the biggest in Asia. Busan, of course, is the biggest, where all 3 of my directorial films were shown.
This is not the first time. I guess you've been going around the world for a very long time. Your first directorial film, Firak, was also in terms of a film, a globetrotter. Then it was Manto, which took you all over the world with its subject. And now it is Zwigato.
I had 2 screenings of Zwigato. I could attend one of them. And it was a house full, sold out show. My jurors couldn't go and watch it. I was like, festival hota tum to ghusa dete kisi tarah se. But there it was also strict. My co-jurors wanted to watch the film and they were like, no, it's sold out. I'm like, come on, some people won't show up. I will just let them come in. They really want to watch it. They were like, no, you don't have any tickets. Ethics of watching films, like no phone. Never have I seen in a festival a phone going off, for instance. Never.
Wow.
In my 26 years that I've traveled to, I don't know, 50, 100, I've lost count, both as an actor and a director, I have never heard a phone going off, for instance. Not even a phone going off or even a light coming on. Like you see, there are certain ethics of you commit yourself. That's why for me, you commit to that journey.
You raised an awareness about how important has wardrobe become in a film festival in the last 10 to 15 years. And so much so that beyond a point now, we don't even think about it, that why has it happened? It was always about movies and not about fashion. Particularly Cannes has become kind of a more picturesque event than more of an immersive experience, at least talking about the media coverage.
I've been on various juries. Actually, festivals pay a lot more attention to filmmakers than actors. I've been on both sides.
Right.
And it's a celebration of the author, But in terms of clothes, I think it's important. But if it cannot be your first 10 most important things when you go to the festival. You want to watch films, you want to discuss films, you want to meet other people, you want to eat good food. All of that is part of it. And dressing up for the red carpet is one of them. But I think sometimes it's a bit lopsided. हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा,
Wardrobe.
we just sort of get into it too much. But that's also the pressure of the advertising world. You can't just keep blaming others. We are complicit. If I am scrolling through those, then I'm consuming that content.
Consuming that
That's why
content.
that's why they're seeing it, right? So we also have to see how complicit we are in
Yeah.
creating what we call celebrities.
You know, now you're one of your own kind.
If you say it must be true, we're all one of our own kind, you know.
I somehow, as a person, I'm always interested in children's movies. I
Mm.
do want to know what's happening in the world of children cinema. And you're somebody who's been at the helm at Children's Film Society. I mean, talk me through about what's the present and the future of children's cinema in India.
Yeah, those 3 years were actually difficult in the sense that, you know, you had a children's film society, but they had never even released a film. फिल्में बनाते थे, छोटी छोटी फिल्में, और फिर यहाँ वहाँ कहीं दिखा दी तो दिखा दी, किसी स्कूल को दे दिया तो दे दिया. There was no system. If somebody wanted also those children's films, they didn't know where to go and how to get it. It was in that, you know, that kind of a shape. And now, as you know, NFDC and all of these have merged, unfortunately. And I mean, I don't know what's going to come out of it, but CFSI is completely, you know, sort of, it doesn't exist anymore. And today, and not just today, for many decades now, we are passing off a film that is supposed to be right from 6 to 60 as general entertainment. So,
Can you give a few recommendations, Nandita, some nice children's films, and where can one watch it for all the parents watching us right now?
I mean, it's really it's difficult. There was one film called Gattu, which was a fun film, which actually I had produced when I was in CFSI. It's made by Ranjan Khosa. It's a story about a little boy and his desire to fly a kite, and how he lies and gets into a school, and masti hai, you know, humor bhi hai. There was Satyajit Ray's Shonar Killa is a beautiful mystery detective kind of film. He had made a film called Gopi Gayan Bhagavan, जिसका हिंदी एनिमेशन किया गया था by I'm forgetting her name. I'm so bad with names. I'm aging.
Not at all.
Oh God, Ranade is her last name. It'll come back to me. But
Okay.
you know, she made an Indian animation, this fabulous animation called Gopi Gavaiya Baga Bajaiya. You know, some of these, I remember as a child, I used to go to Sapru House in Delhi. वहां पर बच्चों की फिल्में दिखाया करते थे. And there used to be one big outing every Sunday to be going there. You know, all those things are gone. Everything has become sort of free for all, and I don't know. I mean, my son often tells me, Mama, when are you going to make a good children's film? And I really want to. So if you come across any good story that you think can be adapted, I'm looking.
Kartik Aaryan is basking in the success of the Diwali release Bhool Bhulaiya 3. Last week he highlighted how being a biotech engineering graduate helped shape his acting skills, isn't it? Now, I really say, and I always believe in it, education makes a person smarter, and especially if he's an artist. Similarly, Saif Ali Khan emphasizes the importance of having a life beyond work, which also plays a role in becoming a better actor. Usually elusive, Khan revealed his lighter side in this throwback conversation. After Diwali, you would know the importance of downtime, family time, and me time, isn't it? Here we go. तो ये बताइए कि for me, for everybody who's watching this chat show, 3 key secrets to keeping a marriage alive.
हमारे साथ क्या होता है कि खलील गिब्रान कहते थे कि साथ में रहो लेकिन
let there be space in togetherness.
Space in your togetherness. Yes. So that is something I think both of us are professionals. दोनों के अलग-अलग काम हैं. And yet at the same time we come together in the evenings and we make some time. So I think Kareena is also very good at balancing work and personal life. So I think having something fresh to talk about from time to time helps us. We travel, we can't help it. कभी-कभी you know साथ नहीं रहते हम, तो कुछ दिनों के बाद अगर मिलते हैं तो थोड़ी freshness रहती है इस वजह से I guess. Sometimes I see people you know who spend too much time together, they're looking like you know fed up sometimes. So that's not a good thing.
किसी ने कहा है कि आपकी शादी बड़ी अच्छी चलती है, मतलब वजह क्या है? इसकी वजह ये है कि हम जरा कम मिलते हैं.
Yeah, I think Shatrughan Sinha, somebody said कि हिंदुस्तानी लोग at that time he said इतना divorce नहीं होता compared to the West. He said वो तो half the time हम लोग मिलते ही नहीं अपनी बीवी से. But I mean it's a joke, but it's also true. So you know sometimes you see guys standing ahead, they walked off, the wife is following behind. I don't like that, you know. I think we should respect each other and
साथ में शाना बशाना चलना चाहिए.
family should also respect. Kabhi sometimes families take each other for granted. The best thing is to have 2 different televisions. You can watch different.
Really?
I'm joking.
रॉयल फैमिली के लड़के का अकेले उत्तराधिकारी वली-ए-अहद का ये कहना कि मैं फिल्मों में जाऊंगा, वो भी उस जमाने की फिल्मों में जब उसको बहुत अच्छी नजर से नहीं देखा जाता था.
Correct.
आपके अब्बा जान ने क्या कहा था?
नहीं, my Abba was very cool person. तो he said just follow your heart and be happy. And I think, अगर एक अच्छी नौकरी मिलती है and if you're stable, if you take it seriously and if you work hard and you're good at it, फिर मुझसे ज़्यादा कोई खुश नहीं होगा.
आपके दादा इफ्तिखार अली खान साहब ने इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट किया था इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में. आपके फादर तो कैप्टन थे ही. आपने या इब्राहिम ने कभी प्रोफेशनल क्रिकेट न खेला न खेलने की सोची? क्यों?
हमने खेली थी स्कूल में, मैंने काफ़ी क्रिकेट खेली थी, लेकिन एक अलग टाइप का पैशन की ज़रूरत होती है और फ्रैंकली एक अलग टाइप का टैलेंट भी. और आदमी को पहचान लेना चाहिए कि लिसन, आई डोंट नो, इतने सारे बिलियन लोग हैं हमारे देश में, सब क्रिकेट खेलना चाहते हैं. लाइक हाउ द साउथ अमेरिकन्स वांट टू प्ले फुटबॉल, वी वांट टू प्ले क्रिकेट. सो आई थिंक इट वुड नॉट हैव बीन अ रियलिस्टिक एम्बिशन एक्चुअली. आई डोंट नो, जेनेटिकली आई थिंक कुछ बंगाली खून भी आ गया है हमारे अंदर. सो वी हैव गॉन द अदर वे.
सो सैफ, आप तो सुना है कि चलती फिरती डिक्शनरी है, तो हमारे जो शब्दकोश है उसमें कुछ इजाफा करते जाइए. टेल मी अ बेटर वर्ड फॉर परप्लेक्स्ड.
Flummoxed.
Tell me a better word for shocked.
Flabbergasted. Okay. Flabbergasted.
Dishonest.
Dishonest. Disingenuous.
Interesting. अब आपने इंग्लैंड में इतना वक्त गुजारा है. Tell me a good, pretty, sweet, small English joke.
Okay, I know one. Another. Yeah. How do you start a pudding race?
How do you start a pudding race?
You say go.
You say go.
Because Sago is a famous pudding in England. It is. Yeah.
Good one.
Okay, what happens when Batman and Robin meets a steamroller?
Batman and Robin meet the steamroller.
Yeah. They become Flatman and Ribbon. It's really bad. Sorry.
ये देहात की कहावत है. 2 लोग बैठ के आपस में जब लंबी लंबी जिसको कहते हैं फेंक रहे होते हैं. ओके. हमरे बप्पा बाघ से लड़ गए.
हमरे बब्बा बाघ से लड़ गए.
अच्छा, बाघ से?
अच्छा, बाघ से.
फिर क्या हुआ? खुद का नोच पोच भाई दिस. हाँ,
नोच पोच बाघ से लड़ गए. But I used to hear stories like this, when I grew up.
Exactly. आपके गांव में ये ऐसी बातें बोली जाती होगी.
टीवी नहीं था बचपन में, तो नंदा जो थे वो टेलर थे. तो बैठ के मुझे कहानियां सुनाते थे रात को, तो मैं उनको पकड़ के लाता था बेडरूम में और आप कहानियां सुनाओ. और कहानी वही शेर शिकार ये वो नोच पोच.
From television to films, it's been a remarkable journey for Marathi Mulgi Mrunal Thakur. A popular name in Hindi cinema, Thakur has found wide acceptance in South films too. She was last seen with Vijay Deverakonda in The Family Star, which you can still watch on Jio Cinema. She was much appreciated for her role in the Telugu romantic drama Sita Ramam. While most viewers have adored her in mainstream cinema, one shouldn't forget her intense role in the acclaimed Hindi film Love Sonio, my favorite. There's much more to Thakur than just being a pretty face. Here's Thakur talking about her acting process in our special segment, In the Mind of an Actor.
Yes, I learned from Vidur sir creating characters. When I'm listening to the character, the film, the screenplay and the story, or if I'm reading it, I like reading it in one go or listening it in one go so that I'm not distracted, and it's also I notice my own body language, if I'm feeling cold, but at the same time I still want to hear the story. If my if my bladder is full and I still want to listen to the story, that means that's how interested I am to know this. I'm sitting on the edge of the seat, and sometimes I also ask the director, why me? And the answers would always make you feel good. Oh my God, time, I think jitna waqt mile utna kam hai. Preparation till the time you're on set, till the time you start rolling for it, at least a week, you start rolling and you still feel like nerve-wracking because this is for the first time you are entering into a universe of this new character that I'm playing. So the time is never enough, चाहे वो कितने भी साल महीने लग जाए. But what is really nice is I like to read my scenes but not learn my dialogues to an extent where I become monotonous. Because what happens is the pauses, when the director wants those pauses and pregnant pauses especially to be precise, फिर वो नहीं आता है. So I just learn my situation that I am in, that particular scene requires me to, and the director's brief, it just changes everything. I like to be spontaneous. There are two things I want to do on a movie set. I like to listen to music because music for me is an instant medicine. I have special songs designated to particular scenes because whenever I perform that scene and you play that song and it's so aligned that it just brings out your emotions. If you're not going through a heartbreak, you're still feeling it. That's the power of music. The second one is when it's a tough scene. For example, when I played Love Sonia, I tried to lock myself in the vanity and just feel it, but I realized that it would take a lot of toll on my mental health. So what I do is, it's important to disconnect as well, and it's very, very important to leave your characters on set when you come back home. And there's always one thing that I do on set, or I tell my co-actors and my director way in advance is it okay if I do one take for love? Because that's where the magic happens. Oh, I love to travel. I love to be in the nature. And the best time where I can think is when I'm swimming because I'm just by myself and I can hear my thoughts. And I like to study the sun signs because every sun sign has different characteristics. If Sita is a Leo, Yashna could be a Gemini or a Capricorn. I mean, these are the qualities that these are the things that I do. Whenever I am home, I start reading the Premchand ki Laghu Kathaएं because there's so much to read and there's so much to learn. Zaban saaf hoti hai.
Mrunal Thakur finding her feet in South cinema despite not being familiar with the languages reminds us why it is important to step out of our comfort zones and embrace new challenges. Adaptability and flexibility are the keys to success, isn't it? I'm Atika Farooqui saying goodbye to you with the promise that we see each other next week. Till then, goodbye.